Cease and desist from making any further public or private statements about...
I was not given that money. I don't...
Alright, so after that pretty controversial video on... Or after Ian released that pretty controversial about the reason he kicked Froggy Fresh, Froggy responds very, very openly and very, very easily. I know everyone's sick of hearing about this, and trust me, I'm sick of talking about it. So, if you're over this and you can scroll past... I don't know what the abbreviations mean. I get it. But I finally addressed this big point, which Ian's saying they weren't threatening to sue me. Attached is this legal letter I was sent threatening legal action. I highlighted important parts, also to clarify the only thing I had done up to this point is spoken to Ian on the phone and through text, train with Sam Hyde, and the OnlyFans joke. And of course, Maurin and I's tweet exchange, which Idubbbz didn't include in his video for obvious reasons, since she was publicly discussing my removal from the event before I had even been contacting regarding it. Ian's timeline of events is skewed. I didn't start publicly bad-mouthing the event until after I had been kicked, which we saw. They kicked me and sent me this letter telling me basically just shut up about it. So that's pretty much it. It's not crashed, has it? It has not. Okay. Alright. So here we go. So this is your cease and desist letter that they apparently never sent. 1 million views, by the way. Joke from the last video. Go watch it. As you know, Creator Clash LLC entered into a bout agreement with you dated September 20th, 2022. The bout agreement, in connection with your scheduled participation in Creator Clash 2, the event, based on recent conduct, Creator Clash has determined you have materially breached Section 8C of the bout agreement, specifically by engaging in conduct that has degraded and offended the event sponsors. Now, the theory that was going around, and just reading that, almost makes me believe this is true. He made a joke about OnlyFans, rather than Fansly, which was one of the event sponsors, Fansly. I wonder if OnlyFans got upset that he mentioned OnlyFans, and that's what this is about. That's another possibility. Alright. Based on the material breach of the bout agreement, Creator Clash is hereby providing you notice pursuant to Section 12 of the bout agreement that it is terminating the bout agreement effective immediately. Please be advised that you shall no longer participate in the event or any event activities, and pursuant to Section 8C of the bout agreement, Creator Clash shall have no further duties or obligations to you. Alright, I'm going to skip around because this is pretty long and pretty much unneeded. Cease and desist from making any further public or private statements about Creator Clash. So basically shut up. Don't talk about our event in a bad way. Your participation in the event, the terms of the bout agreement, or this letter, or any of the participants or the event sponsors of Creator Clash continue to engage in such conduct will cause you to be liable for damages to Creator Clash, and Creator Clash will seek all remedies available to it in order to protect its rights. Creator Clash is presently evaluating all courses of action that may be available to it due to your actions and omissions, which have caused Creator Clash to incur significant damages. Keep in mind, we never see any of these damages. And this is where things get interesting. Alright. Creator Clash previously advanced you $15,000 for training expenses in connection with the event. The advance, Creator Clash is entitled to be refunded in full due to your material breach of the bout agreement. Creator Clash will agree to release any claims with respect to the advance and any damages Creator Clash may have suffered. Okay. Keeping that in mind, I did the math for this like 2 weeks ago. Creator Clash 2 lineup. So 15K And how many people were in there? So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 events. All right, so at 12 events, we multiply that by 2. That's 24 people. All right, subtract Ian, just because. We're going to subtract Ian out of it. To be completely fair, that's why I'm subtracting Ian out of it, not anything else. Now, we multiply this by $15,000 each. That is $345,000 across 23 participants. All right. Now, if we add another 15K in, if the guy that replaced Froggy got paid, that is 360,000. That's not even accounting for the cost of the stadium, and whether or not that they paid the announcers or anything like that, which they probably had to do. So on top of 360,000, we're probably looking in the realm of close to near $1 million for this event alone. How much of that was really going to charity? You know, I know that he said that all tickets go to charity, but I really wonder if that meant all the tickets, or if this was just a way to get people to go, oh, he is donating it all to charity. Because that's what's... I don't know. I'm speculating based on just the cost for training expenses. Due to your material breach, material breach in consideration for your signing the non-disparagement agreement, attached hetero as Exhibit A. If you are in agreement with this proposed release, please execute and return non-disparagement agreement no later than 5 p.m. Eastern Time on March 27th, 2023. If you fail to return the enclosed acknowledgement by the specified date, Creative Class shall seek all remedies available to it at law and equity due to your material breach of the bout agreement, including, without limitation, seeking punitive and consequential damages. And this is the non-disparagement agreement that he would have to sign, that he did not. Good for him. I personally think good for him. All right. So, we have a Nicholas Diorio tweet that says, both Froggy and the entire community have been repeatedly gaslit about this for months. And we have a video by one of the participants.
But that document is not litigation, and it's not them trying to sue him. Essentially, Tyler, Froggy Fresh, was given $15,000 for training purposes. And for the record, I was not given that money. I don't know if anyone else was.
Okay, she claims she wasn't given the money, which is strange to me. There's a lot of strange things going on with Creator Clash now that I'm back and can actually look at this through a different lens. This is really strange. How come Froggy was paid $15,000, but apparently she wasn't? I think she's lying, but that's just my opinion.
I think it was effectively like a financial aid for him specifically, because I guess he requested it. I'm not entirely sure how that went down, because he needed the help paying for training. I don't know how much money he spent. I don't think that I've spent $15,000 paying for my training or my meals. It certainly costs thousands of dollars, but I don't think I would have spent anywhere near $15,000. And what they did was send him a letter saying, hey, can we have the $15,000 back? The reason they did that was because now that he's no longer fighting because of breach of contract, he had to be replaced.
So, if not every fighter was paid the $15K, that changes things, but not by much. Keep in mind, I'm really confused about the whole $15K thing. Because to me, that seems really strange that he was paid, but she wasn't. Then again, we learned that everyone got an upfront. Was it at the event or was it before? It might have been before. I can't remember. I know that there was talk about it.
That money that was given to him is just taken out of charity at this point. So essentially, they're not going to ask him.
So this is the gaslighting part. That money wasn't taken out of charity. This is before the charity, and the tickets were paying for charity. That's what Idubbbz said. That's what we knew. She is a liar and was gaslighting us from the beginning.
Him for money he doesn't have. If he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the money. And if he can't return it, the other clause was you can just keep it if you just stop talking about it, which I guess he's kind of said no to both options. That is not them trying to sue him. I think, like...
Okay. You still send him a cease and desist. At the end of the day, you're threatening legal action. Is it within their right? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's still called a legal threat. It doesn't matter who you are. Nick Rekieta or any of those other YouTube lawyers will tell you that's a legal threat.
That was an offer, but I don't...
He's the only one I can honestly remember off the top of my head.
I don't think that's their way of being like, if you don't do these things, we're going to sue you. And at no point did they ever say that. But the $15,000 thing, again, is not them suing him for $15,000. That's them asking him if they can have the money that they loaned him back for the fight, because that money is being taken out of the charity directly, because that's...
Again, another falsehood. The tickets were paying for charity, not the sponsors.
That's how it works, right? They have to give money to the other fighter for training purposes. And if that's just $15,000 that they no longer have access to for somebody who's no longer participating in the fight, that is $15,000 wasted that otherwise would be going to one of these charities. So the dude is not being sued. Nobody is threatening to sue him. It's ultimately just being
Except
like, okay, if you have any of that money, can we put it towards the charity? If you have any left, rather than you just getting to keep it now that this has gone down. Chris said, hey, Alana, do you think you're going to win?
All right. Yeah, see, look at this. Oh, it was at the event. I knew it was somewhere. Ah. Also, Anelia saying Froggy's 15K was being taken from charity has been completely exposed today when Anisa announced everyone earns a floor minimum of 20K for their bout. That 15K would have just gone in Willie Haynes' pocket. I don't know who Willie Haynes is. All right. So this is Anisa responding to Willie Mac show in an astoundingly stupid take. Go figure. Anisa, sign an NDA, keep the 15K that isn't yours. Emphasis on isn't. That was the offer. He wasn't interested. We didn't pursue any further, nor were we ever planning to. That's it. Damn, you're so butthurt. You're replying to a screenshot of you. If this shit didn't bother you as much as you say it doesn't, you wouldn't let comments like Willie Max slide, but you can't because it does. You would let comment. Okay. I think it's cool. She's responding and being more transparent. NDA was... I think she responded to the wrong tweet, but NDA was for bad-mouthing the event. It was an attempt to minimize drama, so close to the event to protect the company. This was drafted by the lawyers, and we told them we didn't want to pursue legal action before it was drafted up. We were hoping he would be okay with the trade. So... just to reiterate the point right here before I move on to the last tweet, they weren't planning on pursuing legal action. The lawyers sent him a legal threat. They didn't want to send him a legal threat because they knew it would cause more drama. Are we getting to the point that we understand where this is at? And we split I can't speak. Holy frig, man. I'm just going to skip it. With him keeping the 15K, which is 5K less than the purse, and we could part ways with no bad-mouthing, basically. Froggy wasn't interested, which is fine. We just wanted to try and do a trade. I should have gotten water. Yeah, I can't do it, dude. Holy frig, my tongue is, like, gone. Okay. This is in reference to right here, the 20K per the bout. I want to clarify something. We pay each fighter a purse of 20K for fighting in the event, which is awarded net 30 after you complete your fight. So they get 20 pre-fight, and they get another 10K after they do the fighting. We came up with that number because it will guarantee cover training costs. No one's losing money doing it. It's not literally. For training, most fighters pay training and get their fighter's purse for fighting like any other fight contract. Sometimes we lend money in good faith when someone can afford to train to the level we desire. That's us advancing their purse. We don't pay for training. Not excited for whatever comments show up on this thread, but I want to make it clear that the 20K payment is completing the contract and fighting. We don't pay for training. We advance in good faith. Okay, so we just learned the biggest thing here. Everyone got paid. Apparently, in a charity event that Harley, Epic Mealtime, told everybody no one was getting paid. No one. They all got paid. Don't know why this is such a big deal. It's no money out of the charity's pocket. Fighters and their trainers need to be compensated for their work they put in and they show. Keemstar was just reaching and pulling at straws. Don't know why it was criticized at all. It's literally built into our budget and costs. They're why the event is happening at all. We ask them to sacrifice a year of their life and pay a ton of money while slowing down on content creation. Charity still benefits massively. So the tickets, again, we go back to the tickets are paying for the charity. The sponsors are paying for the event. Is it true the janitors who cleaned up the floor after the event was paid? That money was stolen from charity. Please be sarcasm. All right, and finally, Willie Mack in this thread. Imagine trying to sue a guy for money he used for training and trying to get it back on a loophole. I'm guessing the NDA is so he doesn't express discontent for being kicked off. And this is the screenshot that we read this tweet earlier. That was this one. Sign an NDA. So this was the tweet exchange, the purse. I feel like no one can read today or something. Did she add an extra? No. That was one I already read. So, my thoughts on this are pretty simple. Everyone lied again. Everyone lied about Froggy. Again. And keep in mind, I actually think most of the women fighters were more entertaining in Creator Clash than most of the male fighters were. I'm gonna be honest. Her fight, I know which one she was. Her fight was 100% more entertaining than any other fight was. It's the fact that she's lying about this before the fight to make sure the drama is minimized as much as possible. She should have been on Froggy's side. This was wrong. At every turn, Ian, Anisa, and a few others were making bad decisions. Kicking him off was a bad move on their part. Mainly because the guy they replaced him with was way more prepared for an event of this magnitude than I think Chris Raygun was expecting. Chris got smacked. I mean, just destroyed. I hope that people in the future will just apologize, especially when if a Creator Clash 3 ever happens. I hope that people that were trying to defend Idubbbz and all this, hopefully turn against Idubbbz at some point. I know they won't. That's hopeful thinking on my part, mainly because I feel so bad for Froggy. He spent so long doing so little, or doing so much, only for people to treat him like he was dust in this event. I think that's all I've got to say.